Hey, what's up guys? Sean back with another video, and this one somebody sent to my email. Miss Morrison, I think, was the person that sent it, and it's 20 extremely overweight people you won't believe exist. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna believe they exist, because I probably was their, like, long-lost friggin' cousin. Let's keep it real. I was 605 pounds. We're probably sharing some damn bloodline here somewhere. But, yeah, let's get into it, see what they got going on.
When it comes to weight, there's no denying that it's a sensitive and often challenging topic for many. But what about those who have taken it to the extremes? Today, we bring you the top 20 extremely
Okay, first, I wasn't fat enough that my wiener was missing. It just was losing some... Forget it.
overweight people you won't believe exist. These individuals have pushed the boundaries of what we thought was humanly possible, with some weighing in at over 1,000 pounds. From inspiring stories of perseverance to jaw-dropping accounts of how they came to...
Oh yeah, I remember her. She was 940 pounds, but yeah, lose pounds, gain inches.
be. These individuals have captured the world's attention and left us wondering how they live day to day. Join us as we have a look at 20 extremely overweight people that you won't believe exist. Number 1. John Brower Minoche. With a staggering weight of 1,400 pounds, John Brower Minoche...
No shot this man weighed as much as a Kia Rio. Holy shit. My grandma drives a Kia Rio. That little car is such a turd.
held the world record for the highest weight over 40 years. That's longer than most Guinness World Records last. Growing up in Washington, Minoche was always a big guy, and by the age of 25, he had weighed almost 700 pounds.
Damn, he got there at 25? I think I was probably like 480 or so at that age. I don't know. I was like 509 at like 26. Big boy.
It would not be until his weight rapidly increased and he began experiencing complications like congestive heart failure and edema that doctors realized how severe the condition
shit. That looks like that blueberry lady from Willy Wonka. He was like the real life version.
was. He would be hospitalized at the University Hospital in Seattle in 1978, where doctors theorized that he weighed approximately 1,400 pounds, making him the heaviest person ever recorded. The doctors put him on a strict diet of no more than 1,200 calories per day. And
yeah, friggin' right. He's gonna eat less calories than he weighs in pounds? Like, I know he should, but you really gonna think he's gonna friggin' do that? No shot.
within a year, he had lost a massive 924 pounds, the
'Cause you
most
starved
significant
him.
human weight loss ever recorded. However, his weight loss would not be permanent, and he eventually regained half of the weight that he had lost.
Because you let him out of the damn hospital and one meal was over 1,200 calories. That's kind of amazing how quick you can drop it when you're that size, though.
Despite the yo-yo dieting, he led a relatively normal life and even broke another record by marrying his wife Jeanette. With his weight of 1,400 pounds and Jeanette's weight of over 110 pounds, the couple had the world...
How the hell does that work without her, like, getting lost in a fold? Like, how are they going to Pound Town? She's got to constantly be on top. I bet she has monster thighs.
record for the greatest difference in weight between a married couple. Tragically, though, complications from his size would cause his life to be short, passing away just before his 42nd birthday. However, his legacy lives on, as no one has been able to surpass his record in the past 4 decades. One man from Mexico did come close, weighing in at 1,320 pounds.
Bro, alright, I don't know, maybe I'm a little jaded or something, because I was so big that size is hard for me to friggin' tell anymore. But he don't look that much bigger than some of the people in my 600-pound life, or am I just, like, blind to fat, because I was so fat that I don't see it anymore? I think I'm blind to it.
But he was still a long way from the massive weight of John Brower Minoche. Number 2. Khalid bin Mohsen Shari. At his heaviest, Shari weighed more than the largest person alive at the time, Manuel Uribe of Mexico. Despite never being officially recognized for his weight, Shari's health problems were becoming critical. He would be diagnosed with diabetes, had issues with his lungs and heart, and could no longer walk or get around on his own.
I mean, that's the life you're looking forward to. If I would have kept going, I definitely was heading to that path. So, this poor guy, and he's already doing like a split in the bed. I guess he can't close his legs. You imagine what that would feel like?
But then something incredible happened. King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia heard about Shari's health issues and decided to help him out in a humanitarian gesture.
We've been waiting for this moment for a long time. The king, may God protect him and give him long life, had given his instructions to the Ministry of Health to do all the arrangements to transfer the patient for treatment in a safe way.
The king had ordered a demolition crew to destroy part of his house so that he could leave and receive
Bro, no way you can get so big you become Wreck-It Ralph in real life. That's crazy.
treatment. Cherie was flown to a hospital where he then received health care in August of 2013. With the assistance of a team of doctors, a customized wheelchair, and a...
Hold on a second. Why does this guy get to be Fat Aladdin on a magic carpet? I want to be Fat Aladdin. You think I can do that if I gain back all my weight? Because Jasmine's freaking hot. I used to be bricked up for her as a kid. Her, Pocahontas, and Sailor Moon got young Sean going. But I want to be freaking Aladdin.
mechanical pulley. Cherie underwent bariatric surgery in 2013, which would help him to shed more than half of his body weight. His heart and muscles and lungs all greatly improved, and he even regained the ability to walk again with the assistance of a Zimmer frame.
Wow, that's just friggin' amazing that your body can bounce back from that. Because look, I'm not confused. I know I treated my body like a 5th grade science experiment. None of that is lost on me. But I'm working on it, alright? I'm trying to get to like a high school science experiment.
Fast forward to 2021, and Cherie has lost even more weight. In a recent photo that was shared by his doctors, he's now down to a measly 140 pounds.
Let's go. That's
Number
crazy.
3, Manuel Uribe. Manuel Uribe was just like any other ordinary person, except for his weight. As a teenager, he came in at 254 pounds, struggling to keep it under control.
Lightweight.
But his weight then began to spiral out of control only after moving to Dallas, Texas, and getting work as a technician fixing typewriters, electronic calculators, and computers. After his first wife divorced him, Uribe tried every diet and doctor that was out there, but nothing worked. In fact, he continued to gain weight, and at his peak, he weighed a whopping 1,316 pounds.
Oh my god. If I ever got so big that my thigh just completely ate my wiener, I think I would have lost my damn mind. Like, there's no reason left to live if you're a man and your wiener's gone. Like, that's just my opinion. Somebody's gonna get mad about that. That's what we live for.
In January of 2006, everything changed. Uribe made an emotional plea on a Mexican television network, drawing worldwide attention and prompting private and public assistance. And then by February of 2008, it was reported that he had lost 510 pounds thanks to the assistance of a group of doctors and certified nutritionists.
See, that's friggin' amazing. I'd like to hear, like, somebody that goes that far, like, left and then finds their way back right. Because he was definitely way out there. And he fought his way back. That's kind of what my channel's about. You could always change yourself for the better, and it's just me talking a bunch of crap.
Uribe's incredible journey to overcome his obesity would be documented in a 2007 television documentary called The World's Heaviest Man.
By the time Manuel Uribe was 40, he had become the heaviest man on earth.
During that time, he was
Bro, they did him dirty with that sound effect. Sound like a damn cannonball hitting something.
also noticed by the creator of the Zone diet, who had prescribed him a diet with high protein and low carbohydrates, consisting of 5 meals in small portions that included egg white omelets, salads, chicken, fish, fruits, and spring greens.
Oh yeah, if you want my diet recommendation, it's always going to be keto. Keto, no carbs, it's always the best. Dr. Now says the same thing. It's the only thing that ever worked for me. Because if you tell me to go low calorie, low fat, I'm going to end up giving myself some kind of liberty, and it's not going to work. Maybe it's dressing, maybe it's something else, but those calories will sneak up on you and I won't lose weight. You tell me to cut carbs, I know no carbs. I was staying under 10 carbs a day.
In October of 2008, he married Claudia and weighed 701 pounds.
This guy gets to be Fat Aladdin too? What is going on? Am I the only one that got screwed out of this? Frickin', where's my...
During the ceremony, documented in The World's Heaviest Man Gets Married, but sadly he would pass away in 2014 at the age of 48 from cardiac arrhythmias, liver failure, and other health problems that were associated to his weight.
That's sad, but that's kind of the reality you're facing. Like, I absolutely knew another 10 years at my size would have been a blessing. That's why I'm glad that I kind of have it somewhat under control and I'm still working towards being better.
Number 4, Juan Pedro Franco. Hailing from northern Mexico, Franco had been suffering from morbid obesity since childhood. Despite trying countless diets, nothing had worked, and he felt that he had no control over his own body. However, his love for music and dancing would keep him going.
Bro, look at the pipes on that guy. Ain't the Chuck Liddell haircut? This guy's the friggin' Iceman in a bigger body.
Eventually, his weight became so unbearable that he became a prisoner within his own home. But 2 years ago, he left his bedroom for the first time in 7 years to undergo life-saving treatment in the hospital.
Hey, let's go.
Diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, thyroid dysfunction, hypertension, and liquid in his lungs, doctors then warned him that his life was at risk if he didn't lose weight. Determined to take control of his life, Franco then underwent gastric bypass surgery, and with the help of a team of 30 professionals, he would embark on a new dietary and exercise regime.
Damn, see, look at that. People say they can't exercise or they can't do this or that. This guy's stuck in bed and he's still sitting there friggin' riding a bike. Well, kinda. You know what I mean.
He then lost a third of his body weight and even appeared on the pages of Guinness World Records in 2019. In November of that same year, he then lost a jaw-dropping 170 kilograms, roughly the weight of 2 kangaroos, and his accomplishment...
Did you really have to just compare it to friggin' kangaroos? We couldn't compare it to something that us friggin' Americans know better? You Aussies are crazy. Everything down there is designed to friggin' kill you. It scares the hell out of me.
...was no mean feat, especially considering the fact that he had suffered an injury at the age of 17, which had made his condition even worse. Number 5. Carol Yeager. When it comes to extreme obesity, Carol Yeager takes the cake.
Attack on Titan.
Quite literally. She was the heaviest woman in recorded history, weighing a jaw-dropping 1,189 pounds at her heaviest. However, her story is not only about her weight, it's also a heartbreaking tale of trauma, stigma, and the limitations of medical care. Carol would be born in Flint, Michigan in 1960, struggling with her weight from an early age.
That's what that water in Flint, Michigan does to you, apparently.
Attributed it to sexual abuse that she had suffered as a child, which had left deep emotional scars. Growing up, she faced constant taunting and bullying, which only worsened things, and despite her efforts to seek help, doctors and hospitals would turn her away, citing her extreme weight as a liability.
That's so sad, but there's like almost always a trauma tied to it from somebody or another. If you psychoanalyze me, you'd find something. Maybe the time that Hunter shot my dog or something when I was 5. I don't know. There's some kind of friggin' trauma with everybody, but it's sad that some people just don't deal with it quite that well, you know? And she seems like she was really going through it.
Finally, in 1993, after being bedridden for months, Carol was admitted to Hurley Medical Center in Flint, and with the help of a strict calorie-controlled diet, she then managed to shed a staggering 521 pounds in just 3 months. It was an impressive achievement, but it was also short-lived.
Wait, did he say 3 months? Holy shit! She lost a silverback gorilla in 3 months? That's impressive.
Being released from the hospital, her weight then spiraled out of control once again, and she passed away in 1994 at the age of 34. Number 6. Robert Burtler. Born in the United States, Robert Burtler weighed a staggering 1,000 pounds at his peak, making him one of the most overweight people on the planet.
Which means he should have had his own friggin' TV show, not the Slaytons.
His mobility was severely restricted, which made it impossible to move around without assistance. Even leaving his nursing home became a monumental undertaking, requiring a 7-hour crane and truck operation to lift him out of his 4th-story room.
Damn.
Butler had been living at the nursing home in Rhode Island for nearly a decade, and had gained around 300 pounds during that stay.
How'd y'all let him gain that in the friggin' nursing home? Who's sneaking the ho-hos in their prison pocket? Somebody's giving them to him.
After it was announced that the facility would be closing, he had to be moved, along with the other patients.
He was moved from the Providence nursing home with a crane.
The intricate operation was a collaborative effort with emergency services and nursing staff working tirelessly in order to ensure his safety and comfort all throughout transport. In an interview with a news station, he confessed that he had turned to food as a comfort during stress or depression. When he was depressed,
so many people friggin' comfort eat. Like, usually that's what leads to these extreme obesity situations. I don't think I was a comfort eater. I just think I was a friggin' eater. I ate everything all the damn time. Like I said, I would roll over in the middle of the night, grab a fistful of mini Reese's, pop them in my mouth, and eat them without even knowing. Wake up with friggin' chocolate melted on my titties because I dropped one.
Rest, he would eat chips and order himself a large pizza and was pretty much killing himself. Despite his struggles, his care and safety were the top priority for those who were involved in the move. The Rhode Island Executive Office of Health and Human Services would emphasize that his complicated medical needs required a coordinated approach.
Damn.
Number 7. Walter Hudson. Walter Hudson became famous for getting stuck in his bathroom door, but there's
Bruh, you do have to turn sideways to get through them bathroom doors. When you get that big, it's kind of funny. The day I could walk through a door straight was actually a day I was friggin' like pumped. I didn't have to turn sideways to get into a door anymore, and just the bathroom door in specific, but I was pumped as hell.
There's more to this story than just a viral news clip. At the age of 12, he had broken his leg and was left bedridden, which led to a sedentary lifestyle and overeating. By the age of 15, he weighed 300 pounds and never left his home again.
Less than me. I probably was like 360 at that age.
But for a man who hasn't left the house but once in 27 years, content until his recent fall to lie in bed watching television, reading the Bible, and eating,
his diet was incredible. For breakfast, he would eat over 32 sausages, an entire pound of bacon, 12 eggs, a loaf of toast with grape jelly, and a pie.
Holy shit, what psychopath goes like crazy on the glizzies like that? That's a lot of little Vienna-looking sausages. When I first did keto, I ate so many of those damn things that I can't stand them anymore. They make me gag just because I'm so used to them. But the pound of bacon, all those, holy shit, buddy, no wonder.
Pot of coffee. Lunch consisted of 2 large sandwiches, fried potatoes, and a large bottle of soda. Dinner would feature 4 or 5 ham steaks, a half dozen potatoes.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, how much sodium this guy's intaking is nuts. Ham steaks are good, but those potatoes look friggin' fire too. I don't eat that much corn. Pie is king of desserts.
Potatoes, a half dozen corn cobs, a bottled soda, and an apple pie. Between meals, his snacks would consist of candy bars in order to help keep up his energy. This was mostly paid for using a disability check that he received as a result of his childhood injuries.
Bro, he couldn't get that damn much. He couldn't get that many Snickers. I don't know. This guy was getting some other kind of money. I don't know where he was getting it. If he was on them BBW sites advertising all that jiggle for some wiggle, I don't know what he was doing. But there was some more money coming in there somewhere.
His lack of exercise would make him the heaviest man in the world, weighing an estimated 1,400 pounds. The industrial scale that was used to weigh him actually broke at 1,000 pounds, so doctors simply estimated his weight to be 1,400.
You can't estimate. You can't let this man break the record with an estimate. That's BS. I want a recount.
On one of his rare trips to the bathroom, he then got stuck and had to be extricated by the local fire, police, and ambulance crews. His life ended on Christmas Eve of 1991 when he passed away from congestive heart failure at the age of 46. And his coffin was so heavy that they had to use a forklift to lower it into.
Holy shit. They just took like a dryer thing or something, like a fridge box, and just threw him in there. That thing's huge. Freaking coffins are crazy expensive too. I wonder how much that sucker costs.
To the ground. Number 8. Iman Ahmed Ab El Adi.
Arriba, on the farm he had some chicks.
Born in September of 1980 in Egypt, Iman was considered to be the second heaviest woman in history, with a record-breaking BMI of 251.
Holy shit, it can go over like 150? I was 73.8 and I was sure I was up there.
To put that into perspective, the average BMI for an adult in the United States is around 29. Iman's weight struggles began at a young age, and by the time that she was 11, she couldn't walk and had to crawl around her house. Sadly, she suffered a cerebral stroke that had left her bedridden, which caused her to gain even more weight. But there is a glimmer of hope.
It's kind of crazy just how far obesity can take you as far as like health-wise. Like how far downhill, I mean, not how far. Like you're not going anywhere special, except probably to a friggin' cardiologist.
In this story, after a plea for help, a doctor in Mumbai would offer to take on her case free of charge. In 2017, she would then be transported to India for weight reduction surgery. The trip's logistics were incredible. She was lifted from her bed in Egypt by a crane, and a wall had to be brought down to get her out of her home. She was then flown to Mumbai on a specially modified plane to accommodate her sizable 1,100-pound frame.
She got a special plane and everything? I didn't get a damn thing. I'm starting to feel like I got gypped. No Aladdin, no plane, no special walls knocked down for me. This is BS.
Surgery was successful, but Iman had to be moved to a hospital in the UAE to recover. Sadly, though, she would pass away soon after. Doctors had said that she suffered from a thyroid condition, while her family claimed that she suffered from something else, which was a medical condition that causes extreme swelling in the limbs and arms that left her almost immobile. Number 9. Myra Rosales. At her heaviest, Myra weighed over 1,000 pounds and could not leave her bed. She was charged with capital murder in the death of her 2-year-old.
Bruh, I just talked about this the other day. Somebody told me it was total BS. It was her sister that killed the kid. She just was trying to take the rap for it. So no longer buy it. You did not squish the kid. Hopefully they say that.
Old nephew, but later it would be discovered that she had taken the blame in order to protect her sister.
There we go.
Fast forward to today, and she's undergone an incredible transformation, losing a staggering 800 pounds through diet and
look at that. Stella got her groove back. Popping them yitties out for everybody.
surgeries. She still has 30 pounds to go, but with her new body comes a new mindset. Myra now understands the importance of a healthy lifestyle and has left behind her former relationship with food.
She had a whole box kit of friggin' tacos for dinner. That's crazy.
Her journey was not an easy one, though. She had to be removed from her house and transported to court in a van to face trial. While the jury decided her fate, her lawyer even had to measure the courtroom to fit a king-sized mattress for her to stay on. But 6 years later, she's completely turned her life around.
Bro, look at that. That is not the same person. That's crazy. Congrats to you. But also, she got a friggin' bed in the... I'm getting screwed all the way around. I got none of this.
She underwent 6 surgeries to remove tumors and excess skin and adhered to a high-protein diet while losing 600 pounds. She also underwent gastric bypass surgery, which helped her to maintain her weight loss and to live a healthier life. Number 10.
Her legs looked crazy. Mine used to swell, and I just know how bad that feels. It feels like you need to pop your friggin' legs. Hers had to hurt so bad.
Andre Nasser. Andre Nasser was once known as Australia's fattest man. He weighed a whopping 468 kilograms at his heaviest and consumed a staggering 12,000 calories per day. His food addiction had begun in childhood, and he referred to it as his enemy and friend. On the brink of death, he was admitted to the hospital with pneumonia and infected skin ulcers between his fat rolls.
Oh my god. I thought that was his friggin' skin, not a blanket. But also, 1,200 pounds. I know you guys have a problem with saltwater crocodiles eating people. This man could feed a colony. I'm just saying, if you ever wanted to save a bunch of people, you just got one.
He made a last-ditch effort to save his life and reached out to obesity specialist Dr. Nick Kormas, begging him for help. The intervention that followed saw him joining a specialized diet and exercise program, and after shedding 200 kilograms, he's still going and aiming to reach a weight of 118. He admits that his relationship with food is complicated, but he's learned to control his addictions.
Hell yeah, I love anyone who will put forth the effort and try. I love seeing him friggin' box. There's just a lot to be said about not just laying there and letting yourself feel beat, because I did that for a long time. I was just like, screw it, I'm too far gone. There's no saving me. But finally get my head around the right headspace, and I'm working towards it. I feel way better. I'm way happier. I was happy before. Well, I guess I couldn't say that. I would pretend to be happy before.
And he was approved for specialized public housing in a home specifically built for extremely obese tenants with wider hallways and larger bathrooms. Number 11. Ronnie Brower. Ronnie Brower's abusive lifestyle would lead him to gain 675 pounds.
Why is this guy trying to karate chop his nuts with a board? Move the damn board, buddy. He can't get up. Even if he got up, you're chopping his friggin' ding-a-ling off.
Consume enough fast food to feed a small army. Doctors had given him a grim prognosis, warning him that he would not live past the age of 35.
Obviously, that's a very bad situation we have with you.
but all it took was one listen to his favorite pop star Taylor Swift's tunes for him to finally get the inspiration he needed to turn his life around. With a strict diet
Or one hot friggin' trainer, that's all it would have took me, buddy. I definitely could get up for that.
workout routine, he lost an incredible 425 pounds. The man lost the weight that's equivalent of a baby elephant.
Ronnie bravely showed us the
Let's go, losing Dumbo.
result of his massive weight loss, 30 pounds of excess skin.
He then began a Facebook page called 600 Pounds to Success in order to share his journey with the world. But it does get better. Ronnie also found love in fellow gym goer Andrea Masala, who was also on her weight loss journey. Together, they lost a combined 578 pounds.
Is that the same girl? Did he start nailing his trainer? Way to go, buddy. You're a friggin' inspiration.
And then tied the knot. Number 12, Martin Keith. Martin Keith was a man who was consumed by his addiction to food. His mother's death when he was only 16 years old plunged him into depression, anxiety, and agoraphobia. His coping mechanism was to turn to food. He would binge on pizzas, kebabs, takeaway, fast food, and fizzy drinks,
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, but half of that stuff he had there looked friggin' delicious.
and his calorie intake reached a staggering 20,000 a day. Years of this lifestyle would lead to Keith becoming one of the UK's most obese men. He could not leave his reinforced bed, had heart problems, and also suffered from bed sores. His weight also would cause him to be unable to work for over a decade.
It's tough, man. It's tough to even get up and go to the friggin' bathroom, let alone go out of the house and work a regular 9 to 5.
One more time, yeah? One.
Keith was 5 foot 9 inches tall, but his waist measured 6 feet around. He had been diagnosed with depression and heart problems, and when he had to go to the hospital,
My waist was 5 feet around.
a specialist team had to use a specially adapted ambulance for obese people.
What? Buddy got a swing? I didn't get a swing.
Medics told him that he had to lose half of his weight before he could even be considered for weight loss surgery. Sadly, though, he passed away at the age of 44, just 8 months after a successful gastric sleeve surgery, which had removed 3/4 of his stomach. His death was a tragedy that could have well been avoided, and a surgeon has called for the government to impose a fast food tax to help prevent others from following in his footsteps.
Bro, a fast food tax would actually do some friggin' good, but I feel like the regular person's gonna just be pissed off about it.
Number 13, Michael Edelman. Heartbreaking tales can sometimes leave an indelible mark on our hearts. One such tale is that of Michael Edelman, a man who struggled with obesity for most of his life. In 1987, Michael and his mother Arlene, who weighed 400 pounds, became tabloid fodder after Michael fell out of bed and could not get up due to his 800-pound weight.
Damn.
It took rescue workers 9 hours to...
There was one time I was on the ground and I thought, shit, I'm not going to be able to get back up. I was so weak that day, I don't know. But I got up, but it was close.
Move him, which then attracted cameras and reporters, and he was thrust into the public eye. A spiral of negativity would follow, which included homelessness, evictions, ridicule, and more. Authorities would try to evict them from their bungalow due to redevelopment plans, and medical teams from Good Samaritan and Nyack hospitals had to be present to help move Michael. He was
That's crazy when they tell you that your friggin' weight's damaging the house. Well, they didn't tell him that, but I feel like that would be why they want him out.
reluctant to leave his mother, and his eviction was delayed by various legal procedures. Finally, though, he would be removed in 1987 and had to be placed into a specialized program at Dr. Robert L. Yeager Health Complex in New York for a few days before
another Yeager.
continuing to receive help from Richard Simmons.
What? My mom made me dance to him. When I was a little kid, man, she had me slide stepping like a mother in the friggin' living room. She was all into Richard Simmons for a little bit.
And Walter Hudson. Michael's weight then continued to increase, and in 1990 he would be recognized by Guinness World Records as one of the world's heaviest men at 1,020 pounds.
Damn.
He
Y'all got me sitting here dancing thinking about Richard Simmons now.
suffered from malnutrition and died of pneumonia in 1992 at the age of 28. He had stopped eating and lost around 400 pounds.
Damn.
Number 14, Samantha Mason.
Oh, the Vanilla Hippo lady. I think that was her nickname. I'm not just saying that to be a jerk. I really think that's what they called her. on her like dating site. She'd sit there and pound a whole cake, and guys would sit there and pound their friggin' salami.
Samantha Mason is the controversial star of My 600-Pound Life and underwent a jaw-dropping transformation since appearing on the show. At her heaviest, she weighed close to 1,000 pounds and could barely move around her own home.
Baby got front.
She even used her stomach as a table to eat an entire cake on camera.
People ask me all the time, when is going to be that cake video? Well, it's right now.
Samantha's story.
Shut up. You know you shot that video like 50 friggin' times. You're not gonna tell me that cake video. Where's the Reese video?
Story took an even more surprising turn when she revealed that she had begun fetish modeling for a website that catered to people who liked large women.
Hey, me
she would
too.
eat for people while filming herself, and fans would pay her to do it. But fast forward to October of 2020, and Samantha had lost 320 pounds after undergoing a weight loss surgery.
That's what I saw when I watched that little clip. Like, I might need to watch her whole episode, but I saw that much. I don't know if she kept going, though.
Since then, her weight loss journey had continued, and she got down to 300 pounds.
Damn.
Number 15, Jose Luis Garza. At his death, Garza held the not-so-desirable title of the heaviest man on Earth, weighing almost 1,000 pounds. His extremely unhealthy eating habits and fatal dependence on sugar took his life in 2008 after he was bedridden for over 6 months.
I don't think people realize just how much stuff has sugar in it, because it, like, I don't know, it's weird. You just don't think about it every day, and then you realize, wow, I've taken way more sugar than I should.
Garza lived in the Monterrey area of Mexico, where he got diet advice from Manuel Uribe, a fellow Mexican who was fighting to lose his title as the world's heaviest man. Unfortunately, neither of the men could get out of bed, and Garza's condition became so bad that emergency workers had to be forced to demolish his bedroom's wall to take him out for treatment.
Damn, another Wreck-It Ralph in real life. Like, my biggest fear was being frickin' bedbound. Like, I was getting there, like, I was barely mobile, and I was frickin' terrified of the day that day was coming. I think that's probably part of what pushed me to get a move on.
It was a sad ending for Garza, who had struggled with his weight loss for years. After losing his parents within 2 months, Garza's overeating became out of control, and he developed a fatal dependence on sugar. Despite all of that, he had a positive attitude and credited Uribe for inspiring him to live with courage and the will to live on. Number 16, Rosalie Bradford. Rosalie Bradford's weight gain began after her marriage, but a blood infection made it worse, which led her to gain even more weight.
Damn, I got a blood infection one time when I moved to Florida. Your guys' friggin' mosquitoes ate me alive, and I ended up with a blood infection in the damn hospital. I don't trust Florida anymore. I was there for like 2 days and I was in the hospital.
Became immobile for 8 long years. However, she was determined to lose weight, and with her dedication, she managed to lose 736 pounds, which is a world record. A publicist then revealed that Rosalie weighed over 400 pounds just before her passing, and the cause of her death was still unknown. She had been bedridden for a year due to complications from having her lymph nodes severed years ago. Can you imagine being 8 feet wide and taking 90 minutes to bathe?
8 feet wide? Just put them in the friggin' car wash at that point. Like, you're gonna sit there and spray bottle, take 90 minutes? Just roll her right on through. I would have done that.
Rosalie's size was truly astonishing. She was even once the world's heaviest woman, holding the record for losing the most weight. Her incredible weight loss journey inspired many, but sadly, she passed away at the age of 63. Number 17, Michael Habranco. Michael Habranco, the yo-yo dieter who once held the world record,
Look at this guy with the swagger cane.
for the highest recorded weight loss, is again in the headlines. Over the past 24 years, Habranco gained and lost 4,004 pounds due to his uncontrollable eating habits. At one point,
I can't believe he managed to do that. This guy lost like a Lincoln Navigator. Screw the Kia Rio. He was losing the big boys.
he weighed 588 pounds, which was only half of his record of 1,120 pounds, and used the assistance of an oxygen mask at his bedside for emergencies due to trouble breathing. In a candid interview, he admitted that he knew that eating was killing him and that he was a food addict. He had been confined to his bed and had trouble breathing, and his wife worked 12-hour days in order to support them while caring for him.
Bro, I've never seen that kind of like nasal, like CPAP, I think it was. I've seen the one that just goes over your nose, but I've never seen one that's like a tube like that. I have one. I never use that damn thing.
In an interview, he advised others to get help immediately if they suffered from obesity, saying that they didn't want to end up like him. He credits his addiction to his inability to control his greed.
Oh, Richard Simmons shows up again. Trying to make you dance the pounds away, big boy.
Once driven him to consume a whopping 13,260 calories per day. Number 18. Patrick Duell. Patrick Duell's battle with weight was one for the history books.
Bruh, if I couldn't get up and I had to lay down there just ass up all the time, I'd be friggin' terrified. Somebody coming and grab my goodies all the time.
At his heaviest, he weighed a staggering 1,072 pounds and had not left his bedroom in several months. But fast forward to today, and he lost an incredible 512 pounds.
Hell yeah.
In 2005, TLC would document his journey as he underwent gastric bypass surgery. Crews even had to knock down a wall and bring in a special ambulance to transport him to the hospital.
Bro, I'm wondering if the show is picking up all the expenses for this friggin' construction. I don't know. They have to be.
A year later, he had then shed 500 pounds and lost another 200 while at home.
Started this thing out by calling me the half-ton man because I weighed 1,000 pounds.
Although he had gained some weight back, he remained a fighter and is currently around 560 pounds, no longer confined to his bed.
Bruh, how'd you get all the way back up to 560 though? That's not a good mark. Like, you're one slip away from stuck in that damn bed again at that weight.
He's happy that he can get up and move around and actually go places. Number 19. Francis John Lang. Francis John Lang, also known as Michael Walker, is a name that you may not be familiar with, but trust me, you want to know all about him. Born in 1934.
Bro, is he one of those like love hotel beds? It's supposed to be heart-shaped, but I think he's like taking up the heart. I don't know. Maybe his heart.
Lang served his country as a soldier in Korea, but his life would take a turn when he became addicted to prescription drugs. And the side effects of his drug of choice would lead him to gain uncontrollable weight. Lang found a unique way to use his situation to educate others about the dangers of drugs. He had a mobile home that was built with observation windows and traveled around the country, exhibiting himself nearly nude on an open.
Bro, this was an exhibit? Why would you want to do that to yourself? And that poor kitty, man, that bed has to stink. Look at that. That's crazy if people just come up and gawk at him through a window. You're just proving all the fat activist point with that one, that people want to gawk at fat people. Like, why'd you do this?
Oversized circular bed. He would share his story and preach to the curious about the evils of drugs, using his own body as a morale lesson. At his peak, Lang was believed to weigh a whopping 1,187 pounds, and while this figure was unverified, the officials at Guinness would find photographic evidence that was reasonably conclusive. In 1972, he would be hospitalized for a suspected heart attack, and at that time, he was estimated to weigh between 900 and 1,000 pounds.
It's always the heart. It's working overtime at that size. Like, I know that I've taken some years off my life. Like, I just know that. But hopefully I can work on making those lost years less, I don't know how to say it, less necessary. Like, I'll make the years I have better. That's what I mean.
Number 20. Robert Earl Hughes. Now, you may think that you've seen it all in regards to weight gain, but have you heard the tale of Robert Earl Hughes? This incredible man made...
I've heard it's Paul Bunyan. That's friggin' Paul Bunyan.
Made headlines in the mid-1900s for his unbelievable size, weighing over 1,000 pounds at the time of his death.
And walking.
Robert Earl Hughes of Baylis, Illinois is just 20 years old, and carrying around those 720 pounds would tire out a fella twice his age.
Robert's story would begin...
Man, that's a corn-fed country boy, all right there.
...as a child when he had contracted whooping cough, which had damaged his pituitary gland. This would cause him to grow incredibly, reaching 225 pounds by the age of 7.
So it's out of his control if he has a pituitary problem. That's like the crazy thing when you see people that are like 8 feet tall from that.
His condition was so rare, in fact, that doctors could not offer much help, so he only grew rapidly. Despite the massive size, the people of Fishhook, Illinois, where Robert lived, treated him with kindness and respect. They even built a special bed for him to sleep in, which had to be reinforced with steel. Sadly, though, his weight would eventually catch up with him, and he passed away from congestive heart failure at the age of 32 years old.
Damn. I mean, it catches up to everybody. That's the problem. You have to change. But at least people weren't, like, mean to him. But it wasn't even his fault. It was a friggin' medical thing. Me, it was 100% my friggin' fault.
His death was a tragedy for everyone who knew him, but his legacy is also a reminder of the importance of treating everyone with kindness and compassion, no matter their size.
Okay, so that's some pretty friggin' wild stories. I thought they were going to be like a little lower. I didn't realize there was that many people that hit a friggin' 1,000. But also, what did we learn today? I got screwed. I didn't get to be Aladdin. I didn't get any swings. Nobody knocked down any walls for me. Like, I'm just super pissed about that. But alright guys, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you later. Peace.